Welcome to the Biomedix 510K submission series, your guide to navigating each step of the FDA process with confidence using eSTAR. This content is educational and not a substitute for regulatory or legal advice. Always consult FDA guidance and a qualified expert for your device strategy.
In video 3, we're diving deep into the device description and substantial equivalence, two sections that often determine whether your submission flies through or gets flagged. Welcome back to the 510K submission series. In this video, we focus on two foundational sections of your submission: the device description and the substantial equivalence rationale. What's crucial to understand is that with the FDA's eSTAR template, these essential sections are no longer just static documents. They are largely structured and built directly within its interactive fields, guiding you toward a complete and compliant submission. The content here is built directly from the regulatory requirements of 21 CFR 807.87 and is further elaborated in key FDA guidance documents, specifically the guidance document titled Content of a 510K, the FDA's 2014 policy, the 510K program, evaluating substantial equivalence in pre-market notifications, and for the overarching framework, the How to Prepare a Traditional 510K webpage, which compiles key information. Section 1. Device Description, Requirements and Best Practices. Let's start with device description. This section defines your device, what it is, how it works, and what sets it apart. Traditionally, this was a standalone narrative. Now, in eSTAR, you'll enter this information directly into structured fields and dedicated sections. This structured input is a major advantage, as it implicitly prompts you for all the necessary details. You'll be prompted to enter the proprietary name, the common or classification name, and the regulation number and product code with convenient lookup tools built right into eSTAR, simplifying this critical classification step. This helps ensure your device falls under the correct regulatory oversight. eSTAR then guides you through specific, clearly labeled sections to provide comprehensive details. Here's what's required and how to approach it effectively. Section 2. Intended use and indications for use. Let's break it down by requirement, then best practice. First, we tackle intended use and indications for use. The requirement is to describe the general purpose of the device and the specific disease or condition it will diagnose, treat, prevent, mitigate, or cure, including the patient population for which it's intended. This must be consistent throughout your entire submission, especially with your proposed labeling. The best practice is to be precise and concise. Avoid promotional language. Ensure your indications for use are identical to your chosen predicates, or that any differences are thoroughly justified in the substantial equivalence section. Section 3. Physical and operational characteristics. Let's break it down by requirement, then best practice. Next, let's detail your device's physical and operational characteristics. For physical description, the requirement is to enter details, including dimensions, weight, materials of construction, device components, and overall design features. The best practice is to provide sufficient detail to convey a clear understanding of the device's physical attributes. For complex devices, consider a modular description. You can upload diagrams, annotated images, or engineering drawings as separate attachments, which eSTAR will then link. This avoids the formatting challenges of embedding them directly into a narrative document and ensures reviewers can easily access high-resolution visuals. Clearly label all parts and components in your diagrams. Regarding principles of operation, you're required to explain how the device achieves its intended purpose. Detail the underlying scientific principles: mechanical, electrical, chemical, optical, thermal, and so on. Also, state whether the device is reusable, disposable, or implantable. The best practice here is to describe the mechanism of action clearly. For reusable devices, include a summary of reprocessing instructions. This ensures FDA understands how your device performs and how those performance claims are supported. For software description, if applicable, if your device includes software, eSTAR has dedicated prompts for high-level software function and architecture, software level of concern, and links to more detailed documentation. This includes the software description document, hazard analysis, software requirement specification, architectural design, and others, which are uploaded separately. The best practice is to align your software documentation with the FDA's guidance for the content of pre-market submissions for software contained in medical devices. Be thorough, as software is a common area for reviewer questions. For sterilization parameters, if applicable, if the device is supplied sterile, you'll be asked to provide the sterilization method, sterility assurance level, typically 10 to the -6, claimed shelf life, and validation method. If the device is reusable and sterilized by the user, you'll describe the reprocessing instructions and validation methods for those instructions. The best practice is to reference relevant consensus standards such as ISO 11135, ISO 11137, or AMI Tier 12, and provide a summary of your validation studies. Ensure your labeling clearly reflects these parameters. Lastly, for other key characteristics, specify the energy source, environmental operating conditions, biocompatibility, electromagnetic compatibility, and electrical safety, and harmonize standards. Briefly mention materials that come into direct or indirect patient contact and confirm that biocompatibility has been addressed. For electrically powered devices, state compliance with standards such as IEC 606011 for electrical safety and IEC 606011 for EMC. Reference any recognized national or international consensus standards to which your device conforms, as this can significantly streamline review. One of the key strengths of eSTAR is that it compiles much of this information automatically into a summary table. This typically includes proprietary name, product code, regulation number, energy source, sterilization method, and shelf life. This summary is auto-generated and included in your final eSTAR PDF, helping FDA reviewers see the big picture at a glance and quickly identify key characteristics for comparison. That wraps up Part 1. In Part 2, we'll walk through the substantial equivalence section and show how to use eSTAR's comparison tools to build a strong predicate rationale.